Alright, my name is Mario, aka the Loot Box Hero. Check out the second channel because the second channel is popping. About to drop a big old Black Myth Wukong video over there tomorrow, so check out that space. Aka the real Super Mario here, bringing you another Pokemon Legends ZA and assorted video game news video. Alright, so we got some pretty interesting stuff for you today. We have a 4chan text dump, pretty interesting Legends ZA rumor. We have, it looks like the Pokemon Twitch channel streamed for like 9 hours yesterday. We got the same amount of stuff that we always get, which is nothing. But it did have a pretty interesting a possibility that we want to talk about. We got some Zelda Echoes of Wisdom news. I'm going to talk about what happened with Concord and much more today. So, of course, we want to continue getting videos like this from me. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button. All that good stuff that YouTube requires you to do to continue getting videos from me. Let's go. So we're going to start off hot. We're going to start off with the 4chan text dump because we got a lot of stuff to talk about at the end of the video. So I inverted the flow of my video this time. So we're going to start off. It says Pokemon Legends ZA will have a big post game, which I hope so. All right, that will be awesome. I'm going to be honest with you. That would be incredible if this game had a big post game. All right, because of course this game is not going to be a competitive game. No multiplayer, nothing like that. So a big post game would be great to give you a nice, intimate, single-player experience. You know, fingers crossed. You know, fingers crossed. But I don't know, though. Post game will have several separate streets that bring Pokemon in from the past 6 game post Gen 6 games. One of these quests involve the Tapus coming to Kalos, which, okay, the Tapus are pretty cool. The Tapus were a cool, unoffensive thing from Generation 7, which is about the highest amount of praise I can give that generation. A 5th Tapu will be introduced, themed after the color green to represent Molokai Island. So I actually think this is pretty cool because Molokai Island is used to be a leopard colony. So it's kind of interesting. So maybe like a Tapu from that island will be like poison type. You know, I don't know if they would reference the leprosy in a Pokemon game, but that'd be kind of cool. Not to mention, there's also kind of a precedent for this, you know, because you got to remember, in Legends Arceus, they gave us another genie, right? You know what I'm saying? We got Enamorus to go with the other Gen 5 genies. So I can see them doing that. I can see them doing that. That would be pretty cool, getting a new Tapu. So not bad. I never thought about that either, to be honest. So each Tapu after the quest will be catchable in each of the Kalos color plazas that match them. Reason they appear in Kalos is due to the Ultra Beast spreading due to wormholes opening over the city. Explanation for arrival is that they were summoned for help. That would actually be kind of cool. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the Ultra Beasts. Alright, I'm going to be honest. But if they got summoned to help fight whatever the threat is, because remember, the code name for Legends ZA is Ikaku. It's threat. So whatever the antagonist is going to be a major threat to Lumino City, maybe even the Pokemon world at large. I personally think the threat is going to be, you know, Zygarde. You know what I'm saying? I think he's probably going to be the threat because, you know, they're going to piss him off by building the city. So they're going to have to try to stop him from destroying it or calm him down or placate him in some way. So summoning the Ultra Beast would be kind of cool. It's a little fan fiction-y, but kind of cool though. 8 different beasts in total will appear, 2 brand new ones, so 2 new Ultra Beasts, okay. Based on France's invasive species, one is based on a ground creeping cactus, and the other one is based on a blood red crayfish. The types are grass, ice, and fire, water. That sounds kind of cool. I ain't even gonna lie. A fire water type, I mean, I guess this could be a reference to what's the name of the fire water Pokemon? Volcanion. Volcanion, which was supposed to come out in Generation 6, but it didn't because we didn't get, you know, Pokemon Z. So I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do something like that, you know what I'm saying? Or at least have some kind of reference to Volcanion in the game. Because, you know, I mean, Volcanion was a huge missed opportunity for Pokemon in the original Generation 6. So having a reference to him or having him in the game, maybe even Volcanion could be part of the post-game. That would be kind of cool. I'm going to be honest. So then the last thing, it says Beast Balls will not be in ZA. According to source, reportedly one of the most tedious quests in the game in its current state, likely to change. So, alright, so yeah, I don't know. That sounds a little weird. So far, this rumor sounds very interesting. Alright, it sounds pretty good. Alright, almost too good to be true. Alright, the one thing I can say is probably true from this is the Tapus. The thing with the extra Tapu, I think that's incredibly possible because of what they did with Legends Arceus. Alright, so we got a little bit of interesting news here. So, Calzone says the Pokemon Twitch account is streaming just the logo for the title Discover Oddish. Everything is going according to plan. So, yesterday they streamed like, I think 9 or 10 hours, pretty much the logo and like nothing. And this was the Pokemon official Twitch account. So this kind of reminds me of like when Gen 7 was coming out and they did that Glenwood Tangle, where they had like a stream for like 10 or 12 hours that was just this like fantastical foresty area from Galar. And they did it, and they had a bunch of Pokemon going through and all this other kind of stuff. And a few of them were like hints at new Pokemon that we were going to see later. And then eventually they just revealed like Galarian Ponyta. So it's kind of like that. And since it's referencing a Pokemon directly, maybe we're about to get some news. All right. And it says Discover Oddish. So maybe we're going to get like a regional Oddish, which, I mean, that's kind of cool because Oddish is one of them OGs from Generation 1 that hasn't really gotten anything yet. So, okay, a regional Oddish, I can see that. That'd be kind of cool. But the thing is, what would you do with, like, you know, Vileplume and Blossom? Because he's already got a split evolution. So, like, will the regional also have a split Evo, or is it just going to be the same? So, moving away from the Pokemon stuff, we have Christopher D. Ring, or Christopher Dring. I'm not quite sure how you say that. But he's over there at GameIndustry.biz, and he says, with industry whispers around something Switch 2 related happening this month, I thought I'd remind everyone of the official list of the greatest game consoles of all time. And he just got Switch at number 1, and number 2 is everything else.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Look, alright, you know what? It's all good. You know what I'm saying? I feel you, but I think, you know, Super Nintendo and PS2, I think they still goated. I think they're competing. I think Super Nintendo is like number 1. I think PS2 and Switch are like competing for number 2. Alright, you know what I'm saying? They compete. They brawling it out for number 2. You know. But yeah, I think that we could get something for Switch 2 this month. The only problem I have with this is if they drop something Switch 2 related now, it's basically gonna kill the holiday season for them. Like, I mean, nobody's gonna buy a Switch in the holiday season before the year the Switch 2 comes out. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they officially know it's coming. All right? Like, I'll be honest, I would not tell people to buy a Switch this year. All right? If you don't got a Switch yet, wait. You know what I'm saying? Unless you can get it on the cheap. Like, if you can get that gen on, like, a good discount, like, if you can get the Switch for, like, $150, $200, then maybe. Okay? If you can get it for $200, then jump on it. If not, wait. Because the Switch 2 is pretty much imminent. At least in the next, 12, 15 months. It's coming, though. All right? It's imminent. As next year is definitely going to drop. But if they do something now, though, I do think they will ruin their holiday season from a hardware perspective. All right, and they want to sell like 13 million more units. And if they drop the Switch 2 news now, they probably will not hit that. But software-wise, we're going to be pretty good because, of course, they got Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and it's looking clean. With every update to this game, it's looking clean, man. So Stealth comes up and he says, the final previews for Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom confirm the traditional dungeons are back. Not the kind in Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom, but actual dungeons, complete with distinct rooms that have puzzles in them, mini bosses, whom after beating you get a unique, unique, dungeon maps, keys. We are so back, and yes, I have to say, as somebody who loved Tears of the Kingdom and who loved Breath of the Wild even more, I have to say I'm all down for dungeons coming back. All right, I'm down for this. It would have been kind of weird if they did this style of Zelda game and didn't bring back dungeons. So yeah, we back. It's weird. I don't think I've ever been this hyped for a Zelda game since Tears of the Kingdom. Alright, because Tears of the Kingdom, I was hyped anyway because of the lore and all the other kind of stuff. I don't know anything about the story of this game, but I am hyped, okay? Everything I have heard about this game has been better and better and better, okay? This is my most anticipated game of the year, and it comes out this month, bro. we are so freaking back, man. We got a freaking balance patch from Overwatch 2 on a random Tuesday with no explanation at all. I have questions, okay? All right, so Overwatch Cavalry got us here. So the new Overwatch 2 patch notes. Winston got nerfed. So Winston has been really good lately, but he got nerfed. So his damage got nerfed from 75 per second to 70 per second. So that's kind of big. It's kind of a big nerf. I don't think it kills Winston, but Winston being fun is always pretty good, especially with a dive meta. You know what I'm saying? Like, since we're in a dive meta, you can play Diva or you can play Winston, especially if you don't know how to play Doomfist like me. You know what I'm saying? So now they kind of messed up Winston, so I guess I kind of like have to play Diva if I want to play dive. It's kind of weird that they didn't nerf Diva, because even me as a Diva player will tell you that Diva is kind of powerful. Like, Diva is kind of good right now. Like, they nerfed her defense matrix, but I don't even think that was the problem for her. To me, the problem was her damage. She has a lot of damage, all right? They've been, like, micro-buffing Diva's damage for a little while now, but, then this one came out of complete left field. Now, I've been playing a lot of DPS lately, and I've been playing Ashe. Nerf. I'm like, what? So reload per bullet increased from 0.2 to 0.25, which basically means that you reload slower. So you're going to have to be thinking about your shots. You're going to have to be conserving ammo. You're going to have to be looking at that ammo counter because it's going to take you longer to reload that full clip. And her primary fire was reduced from 40 to 35. That is a punch in the ball sack, man. That's crazy, cause like I think I know why they did this. I think they did this because of Mercy, like the Mercy buffs. Cause every time they do a Mercy buff, you always see a bump in like Soldier and Ashe and like Soldier players because they kind of rely on that, you know, Mercy damage boost. Specifically, Ashe. You know what I'm saying? But 15 damage reduction, and she already does less damage than all the other hit scans without the TNT. I feel racially motivated, man. Gosh, bro, that's crazy. I'm still gonna play Ashe, but that's gonna hurt a lot, especially for us body shot Andys out here. You know. All right, so Sombra got a damage nerf, which I expected this to happen because, you know, I was having too much fun burning up backlines, you know, hitting people, because if you get hacked, virus, and shot, you just die. Like, that virus just burns you up. You just die. All right. So they reduced that from 90 to 75, which I understand. As a Sombra player, I'm a little mad, but I understand. I still got permanent invis, so they haven't killed the character, so I'm good. So then of course Juno, they gave Juno some buffs. So they buffed her fire rate from 14.3 to 15.5 and reverted it to 34 shots per second during her projectile volley. So this is closer to where they had her during the playtest when she was the best. So now I have to basically redo my Juno video. That was going to be the Friday video, so thanks, Blizzard. That was fun. You know, damage reduced from 8 to 7.5, and healing reduced from 7.5 to 6.5. So I don't know about that healing reduction. I don't know about that one. I can understand the damage reduction, because if you're going to increase the fire rate and you reduce the damage so her damage numbers don't get too out of control, we don't need another Baptiste level DPS support. But I don't know about that healing nerf, though. I mean, she can do good healing, but I don't like it. I don't like it. But I'm going to have to play her, though. I haven't had a chance to play because a lot of other stuff been going on. But I'm gonna get in tonight because I want to do the tier list for y'all. So next couple days, I'm probably going to be burning it up on Overwatch, too. All right, so we got the drama corner. This is the drama corner. So I take a story from the interwebs when it comes to video games or anime or what have you, and I talk about it here. So we have Hypnotic, your friendly neighborhood culture warrior. He says, a game having in-world politics is not the issue. Is Mako real? Is the live stream real? Please do not use good stories. Not use good stories of the past to try to push a narrative of games were always political, because you are full of crap, and you know you are being disingenuous because the two are not comparable at all. Please call me a tourist in Final Fantasy. I would love to hear it. So what he's talking about here is there's been a discussion about what is and what isn't political games. What makes a game political and what makes a game not political, and have games always been political? Now I'm probably going to do a video on this in the coming weeks, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit right here. So games have always been political, but there are two types of political game. Okay, there is a political game like Metal Gear Solid, which the message is basically war is bad, and we shouldn't allow the government to have complete control over the flow of information, because they will totally use it to their own devices, and it will be bad for us all. You know, essentially, that's what it is. Now, that message is not like a partisan message. It's not like targeting a group of people. It's not like a left or a right message. It is a political message that is general. Like, war is bad. Let's not let the government gain control over the flow of information. That's one type of political game. It's political, but it's not political in a bad way. Now, when games get political in a bad way, it's more pointed. It's more like aimed. They're more aiming this at a certain group of people. So if you look at something like, say, Dustborn. Dustborn is your, like, modern political game. Okay? it is aimed specifically at like straight white people or like conservatives. All right, now that's what they mean when they say don't make games political. I think everybody knows that games have been political forever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what Final Fantasy VII was about eco-terrorists. All right, but it came out in like the 90s before it really became like a uber progressive, you know, thing to be a big eco person, a big climate change person. You know what I'm saying? Final Fantasy VII probably came out before the angry German child was even born. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, it's a political issue, but at that time it wasn't like a partisan political issue, at least not to my knowledge anyway. So yeah, that's basically what it is. So yes, games have always been political, but there is two types of political game. All right, so we get to the big story of the day. So yesterday, Concord, the new hero shooter from Sony that got hate right out the door just for being a hero shooter, and then it got even more hate for having woke, terrible character designs, will be shutting down this week, and players will get full refunds. Boy, I didn't expect this to happen. I really expected this to kind of like... I expected this to kind of end up like Overwatch, because if you don't remember, Overwatch 1 was a game that you paid for. You paid $40. Alright, I think I paid like $20-something because I bought my copy off of eBay. But, you know, you $40 and you bought the game, and then they had loot boxes and stuff, and then they switched over to Overwatch 2, and they made the game free to play, and they gave us a battle pass and all this other kind of stuff. And I thought that's what was going to happen with Concord. Like, you know, they would make the game free to play, they would bring out some new characters, and they would flesh out the roster. That's not what they're doing. They're going to shut the whole thing down. So they put out a whole letter. You know, I'm not going to read the letter because this video is already getting a little long. But basically, they said, I'm going to read a little bit. So they said, Concord fans, we've been listening closely to your feedback since launch of Concord on PS5 and PC, and want to thank everyone who has joined aboard the North Star. Your support and the passionate community has grown around the game has meant the world to us. However, while many qualities of the experience resonated with players, we also recognize other aspects of the game, and our initial launch did not land the way we intended. Therefore, at this time, we decided to take the game offline beginning of September 6th, and we'll explore options, including those that will better reach our players. While we determine the best path ahead, Concord sales will cease immediately, and we will begin to offer a full refund to all the gamers who purchased the game for PS5 or PC. If you purchase the game on PS5 or from the PlayStation Store or PlayStation Direct, we will refund you with your payment method. So basically, they're going to give you your money back. I think this is the best idea. Hopefully, this gets the Final Fantasy XIV treatment and it gets brought back. As far as to what killed this game, of course, all the culture warriors, you know what I'm saying, they're doing their victory laps. And they're like, yeah, we killed the game, man. Screw those people's jobs. Well, not for real, though. The game really did kind of screw itself over with the character designs. The character designs were very woke. All right. And also, they're not really endearing. You know what I'm saying? Because the one thing about Overwatch is you can kind of connect with these characters. Okay? All right? I'm just being honest. Like, look at Juno is adorable. Okay? All right, Juno is adorable. I like Juno. She reminds me of like Bernadette from like Fire Emblem Three Houses, but from space with less anxiety. I like Juno. There is not a single character in Concord that is endearing like Juno, or like a Reinhardt, or a Roadhog. You know what I'm saying? All these characters, I mean, they have, you know, they're colorful. They're interesting, kind of, but they seem very sterile and like weird. I'm gonna make a video about Concord because I already recorded a video roasting it, but you know it died, so now I feel kind of bad. Yeah, I feel kind of bad because, you know, again, like, people are gonna get fired. Like, every time a game fails now, the studio fires like 100 people. All right, you know what I'm saying? So shoot, games don't even have to fail now. Like shoot, look at what Tencent's about to fire the whole, about to shut down the whole studio doing that Visions of Mana remake. So your game doesn't even have to fail. Their game didn't even come out yet, and they're all about to get fired. You know, so yeah, I feel a little bad that this game died, but it was kind of their own fault. You know, not being free to play, having people pay for it, having that paid beta kind of killed them too. Like, cause I mean, I would have definitely tried the game, and I would go hard for the game if the game was good, but I'm not paying for a beta. Like, that's never gonna happen ever in life. I didn't even pay for the beta for Overwatch 2. So, nah, that's crazy. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. You know, tell me what you think about any of the stories today. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, have yourself a good one.